So we have discussed two approaches, right? That is the least cost method and the northwest corner method. Okay, here there is one more approach to find out a initial basic feasible solution to any transportation problem. The third approach is the Ogle approximation method, which is also known as penalty method. So in case of this Ogle approximation method, the resources are allocated to a cell by using certain steps. So what are those steps means? Initially, we have to find out the row penalties and column penalties. So how to find out a row penalty? So row penalty is the difference between the smallest and the second smallest element in the row. And how to find a column penalty? It is the difference between the smallest and the second smallest element in the column. So once we have found all the row penalties and column penalties, the next step, okay, the next step is to select the row or column which has a maximum penalty and start allocating resources in the lowest cost cell or in the minimum cost cell. So in this second step, there can be three sub steps. Okay, what are those means? Suppose in case of tie among maximum penalties, select the row or column having a minimum cost. Suppose if two penalties, okay, have a same value, in that case what we will do, we will select a row or column which has a minimum cost. And the second sub step is in case of a tie in the minimum cost also. So if there is a two, okay, if the two cost values are same, okay, two minimum cost values are same, in that time we have to select the cell which has a maximum allocation, which can have a maximum allocation. And the third substep is if there is a tie among maximum allocation cells also. In that case, we have to randomly pick a cell for allocation. And now the third step, okay, after selecting the row or column which has a maximum penalty and we have allocated resources also, the third step is once we have allocated resources to any particular cell, we need to cross off that particular row or that particular column when it completely satisfied all the allocations that we have made. Okay, we have to cross off the row or column completely satisfied by the allocations made. And the last step, okay, we have to repeat all the above three steps until all the assignments have been made, or we can say until all the supply has been consumed, or until all the demand has been met. We need to keep on repeating the above three steps. So once we follow all these rules, which yields the best possible initial basic feasible solution, and also it reduces the number of iterations required to reach the optimal solution. So now we will understand this Ogle approach by taking a example. So to explain this Ogle approximation method or penalty method, I have taken the same example which we have taken for the northwest corner method and least cost method, where we had a three supply points and three demand points. And in the same way, the costs, okay, the transportation costs are given from various sources to various destination. So in case of this Ogle approximation method, to allocate resources to any particular cell, initially we need to find out the row penalties and column penalties. So first we will find out the row penalties. Okay, in this first row, we have to see which is the minimum value. Okay, this 7 is the minimum value, which is the next minimum value, this 8. Okay, so we have to take a difference between these two values. Okay, what will be the difference? It is 1. Okay, the different value will be 1. And in the second row, the first minimum value is 3, the second minimum value is 4. So the difference, again here also the difference value will be 1. So in the third row also, the first minimum value is 5, the second minimum value is 6, and the difference will be 1. So in the same way, we have to find out the column penalties. Okay, here the first minimum value is 4 and the second minimum value is 8. So the difference value will be 4. Again, in the second column, the first minimum value is 3, second minimum value is 5. So the difference will be 2. Now in the third column, the first minimum value is 5, second minimum value is 6. The difference will be 1. Now among these row penalties and column penalties, we have to pick a maximum penalty. So which is the maximum penalty? This one. Yes, right. This 4 is having a maximum penalty. This 4, okay, this penalty, this particular penalty belongs to this column, this first column. So in this first column, we have to select a cell which has a minimum cost. Okay, this 4, okay, this is the minimum cost cell. That is the second cell that is present in the first column. So we have to look at the supply and demand that is associated with this particular cell. So here the supply is 25 units and the demand is 30 units. We need to pick a minimum value, okay, out of these 30 and 25. So 25 is the minimum value. So allocate 25 units. Okay, once you allocate 25 units, this will become 0. And this, okay, the remaining demand will be 5 units. So since this has become 0, we need to strike out these two cells because we don't have anything to allocate to these two cells. The entire 25 supply is consumed. Now again to allocate resource to the next cell again we have to compute a row penalty. So here as you can see we have only 2 rows in this entire table. We have only 2 rows. This cell, okay, this cell, one cell got, okay, this row, this second row, one cell we have allocated resources to this one cell and these 2 cells we have deleted. Yes, right. So now the first row, the penalty for the first row, again the first minimum is 7 and the next minimum is 8. Again here also the difference, okay, the difference will be 1. And this second we don't have to compute. Now the third one, okay, the third one here also you will get a penalty as 1. And even here in this column, first column, okay, the first column penalty that is 8 minus 8, it is 0. 8 minus 8, it is 0. Now again in the second column, okay, 9 minus 5, 9 minus 5, you will get a value 4. Now in the third column, there is a penalty 1. Now which is the maximum value? This 4, okay, this 4 is the maximum value among all the column penalties and row penalties. Okay, again this 4 belongs to second column. Again we have to pick a cell which has a minimum cost. Okay, this is the cell which has a minimum cost. So allocate resources to this particular cell. The demand of this cell, okay, demand of this cell is 30 and the supply of this cell is 35. So minimum of these two will be 30. So your entire demand has been met. This value has become 0. And here the remaining, okay, remaining it is 5. So this has become 0, right? Okay, we have nothing to allocate to this cell, strike out this cell. Now to the next cell, to allocate resources to the next cell, again compute row penalties and column penalties. Okay, here the first row has a row penalty of 1. That is 8 minus 7, it is 1. Again here we don't have to compute row penalty. And the third row has a row penalty of 8 minus 6, that is 2. Now column penalty here again you will get the same 0 as a penalty, and here you don't have to compute. So all two cells got deleted and one cell got allocated. Okay, to this cell we have allocated resources. Again here 7 minus 6, again the penalty will be 1. Now pick up a maximum value among these row and column penalties. This 2 is the maximum value. Now this 2 belongs to this third row. We have to allocate resource in the minimum cost cell. So this is the minimum cost cell. So here among this particular cell has a demand of 40 and as a supply of 5, which is minimum. 5 is minimum. So 5 is minimum. This value, this particular value has become 0, and here the remaining, okay, remaining will be 35, and this has become 0. So we have to strike out this cell because we don't have anything to allocate to this cell. And now again we have to compute a row penalty and column penalty. So again the first row penalty will be 1. The second row we don't have to compute, and even here also we don't have to compute. And here okay, here we need to, for this column, this column has only one cell, right, that is 8. To compute a penalty we need two values. Since we have only one cell, okay, there is only one cell which has a cost of 8, so we cannot compute penalty. So that penalty you have to take it as the same cost value, that is 8. Here no penalty. Okay, here we don't have to compute. Here also, even in the third column also, again it is same thing. Okay, there is only one value. To compute a penalty we need two values. There is only one value, so take that cost as a penalty. Now among these three, this 8, okay, this 8 as a maximum penalty. So allocate resources to this particular, okay, when you look into this column we have only one cell, right, we have only one cell. So to this cell, what is the demand is 5 and the supply is 40. The minimum of 5 and 40 will be 5. So allocate 5 units to this particular cell. Now this value, okay, this value has become 0, and this value, okay, and this value has become 35. Now we have only one cell that is left in the table, yes, right? Even if you compute row penalty and column penalty also, here we have only one cell. You will get a penalty as a 7, and again you will, here we don't have to compute anything. Again you will here, okay, here this one will be we don't have to compute. Again this also we don't have to compute. Again here you have, here there is only one cell, right, that is 7. Now among row and column penalties, both are same, 7 and 7. So we have to allocate resources to this particular cell. So this particular cell as a supply of 35 and as a demand of 35, both are same. So allocate 35 units of resources to this particular cell. Okay, now here this value will become 0. Again this value will become, okay. Okay, as I told, yes, right, this example, whatever the example we have taken, it is a balanced transportation problem. Why? Because the total demand, okay, the total demand, that is 30 plus 40, which is equal to 100. Again the total supply 40 plus 25 plus 35, which is equal to 100, and hence in the end we will always get all 0 values. And here you can verify, okay, that here 5 plus 35, the sum of the allocation that is present in this first row, that is 5 plus 35, is equal to the original supply, that is 40. Even here also, second row, the sum of the allocation that is present in the second row is equal to original supply, that is 25. So third row also, the sum of the supply that is present in the third row, 30 plus 5, which is equal to 35. And here also the column, even here also the sum of the allocations that is present in the first column, 25 plus 5, which will be equal to original demand, that is 30. Even here also the sum of the allocations that is present in the second row, that is 30, is equal to original demand 30. The sum of the allocations that is present in the third row, 35 plus 5, which will be equal to original demand 40. So here also out of 9 variables, only 5 variables are contributing to the solution. What are those 5 variables? X11, X13, X21, X32, X33. And the values are also, we have represent the values as values for X11, X13, X21, X32, X33. And what is the total cost? Okay, total cost is 8 into 5 plus 7 into 35, 4 into 25 plus 5 into 30 plus 6 into 5. So here, okay, here the total cost will be 565. The total cost will be 565. So the Ogle approximation method gave us a total cost of 565. So in case of least cost method, for the same example problem, we got a cost as 590. And in case of north west corner method, the total cost was 625. So among these three methods, the Ogle approximation method is giving us a better solution for the same example problem.